And hello and welcome to another live stream. And if you were just trying to join and found I had problems, yes, I had some technical problems getting this going, and even had to set up a second version of the event. So my real apologies for that. I haven't had any technical problems on this for a while, so it's been a strange, but they happen. And going live when you're doing this thing on your own, it can be a little trickier to get going. So my apologies if you were trying to watch what was going on and saying, oh, well, hang on, what's he doing there? Why has it all gone horribly wrong? Yes, it did go horribly wrong, but we're back, we're live. We've got no viewers, so hopefully some people will join. But anyway, I'm live, we're up, and we can get going on the event. So welcome and thank you very much for joining. On today's live show, a catch up as always on new and exciting stuff going on from Raspberry Pi and Pico news. Some fabulous projects, some of which are mine, plus some chat around my own projects and a sneak peek at some holiday special projects too. So stay tuned for all that. And of course, I'll also give you a bit of background information on what's going on the channel, what my plans are, places I might be, all of that sort of stuff. So hi. I'm John, your concierge to the world of the Raspberry Pi Pico, Pico 2, IoT, robotics, and any other fun tech that I can find to share with you guys. And this is my live stream. It's a little bit more relaxed. We're not going to be quite so focused into a specific function or a specific project as we would be in my detailed sort of vlogs, but so this is, you know, a bit of a chat, and it's a bit more interactive as well because we've got this chat service on here. You can ask questions, you can tell me where you're coming from and where you are based, because I'm always interested in where people are and what's going on. So all of that's very good for me to know. So if it is your first time watching my channel, then thank you very much for joining. Remember to subscribe and see all the other great stuff I've got. And if you're returning and coming back, thank you very much for coming back. I do appreciate it. And, you know, please hit those like buttons and subscribe buttons. They all help. So let's get, oh, my computer's being a bit slow. So I'm dual streaming this today. So we are not only going across Dr. Jon EA in portrait and landscape versions. There's a first for me. I haven't tried that before. But I've also dual streaming it onto DevEco's YouTube channel. DevEco is a great community across started in the world of Discord, but actually it's now expanded across LinkedIn, across YouTube, across its own website. It's a great community of developers where you can get some advice, some help, chat about your projects, chat about stuff going on in the world. Yeah, join them. They're an interesting bunch, and I'm happily have a channel there that I talk on and keep people going. So hello, mate. Thank you very much for commenting. Do let me know where you're commenting from. I always appreciate that. It's always nice to know. I'm of course here in this cold, wet world of the UK. But no, that be life. Right, next slide, please. Come on, PowerPoint. So how are you doing, and how's life going in your projects? I hope you're all doing well and things are going well for you. I'm sort of catching up a bit here because I've actually ended up having 2 weeks out with flu. So if you're going through flu season, my apologies and my commiserations, because yeah, I've just been through it too, and it is time consuming and annoying but hopefully I'm back and I've got enough voice to do what I do and share stuff with you guys on YouTube, because you don't really want to hear me coughing, do you? So what are we going to talk about today? What's on the agenda for today's show? Well, of course, it's largely the agenda, though I'm starting to modify it a bit and expand it, which is good. So we're going to, of course, talk about Pico news, though it's been quiet, so not a lot to talk about in that section. I thought I'd start talking about some of the tools, because I actually bought a new tool this month. So have a look at new tools. Projects, some of my projects and things, so that's good. What's going on around the channel at Dr Jon EA, and Q&A as well later on the go. So thank you very much, Roger, for joining from Lebanon. Welcome. Always good. Lebanon, that must be a bit warmer than it is here, which might be nice. I don't have a sponsor for my current channel. I'm always open to sponsorship. Sponsors help me keep this stuff coming and happening. So, you know, if you or your company would like to sponsor and get a message out there, please do get in touch with me and we can sort that out. And I can share lots of stuff around what my audience is and all of that great stuff. Just drop me an email. So let's get into the exciting world of the news. There we are. We're going to the news. So what's going on in the world of Pico at the moment? What's exciting stuff? Well, it's kind of a bit quiet. There is a good story out there, though, that I picked up on that I quite liked. So from time to time, I talk about Visual Studio Code and the Pico extension to Visual Studio Code, which is kind of the easiest way to get and start developing in this space. Now, they've expanded that because, you know, I tend to work on the world of C and C++. I know other people use MicroPython, both of which are supported by VS Code. But we've now got Rust supported as well. So you can create your Rust project directly in VS Code and work on that, which is really, really cool. And good to have and good to play with. So really nice that. And I've played with Rust in the past. You can find some of my videos talking about Rust. They're good things to have a look at. And yeah, Rust support now on VS Code Pico extension. Also on the Pico Code extension, we have, how do you pronounce it? Zephy. And this is an RTOS, a real-time operating system that is now supported, so you can set up all the project. Now, Zephy or Zephyr uses some additional tooling to build projects. So actually having this in VS Code is probably quite a good idea. It's certainly one that I've thought about trying and playing with, because most of my stuff, as you'll probably know on the channel, I tend to work with FreeRTOS kernel a lot. But there are other RTOSs around, and having support for another one might be quite interesting. And also having the tooling and toolchain all set up for you might be helpful, because actually getting the toolchain set up, particularly for this RTOS, I think is a little bit painful. So that's something also to try and stuff. So I thought that was quite interesting to see that was available as well. And really, those were the big stories that came up. The other ones I wanted to mention sort of in the news section is community, because I think community is really, really important to the world of the Pico and Pico 2 development. I mean, you're sitting here chatting to me and stuff, so presumably you're interested in the community side too. So I've done two community events that I've supported this month. So there's the Possum Pie and Pint, which is part of the CamJams or Cambridge Raspberry Pi sort of events. And that was nice to actually get to meet a bunch of people, a lot of them from Cambridge Hackspace, some from the Pi Wars world, and to see some of the projects and the builds they're doing and what they're working on. And so that was a really nice afternoon to chat to them and to see some other projects. And it is good. I think we need more of those sorts of things. So if you've got one near you, I recommend supporting your meetup groups that are talking about these things. Down in Brighton, of course, we've got Breaking Breadboards, which is a group that I help run, and where we actually also build stuff and show and share our build and our projects. We don't use Pi in our title because we do some wider things than just Pi. But there you go, never mind. So all good, all good. But yeah, if you happen to be in Brighton area, please do check out Breaking Breadboards, or indeed you can join some of our sessions online. So that might be worth doing as well. So keep an eye on Breaking Breadboards too, as well as my channel. So those, I mean, as I said, it was quite a month. So that was kind of all of the news that I came across. So if there is anything else I've missed, and I do miss things from time to time, please do let me know. I would be really, really interested. And, you know, it helps me pick things up and share it with the community, because we're all interested in stuff. And occasionally I miss things and they happen and I don't notice. So it's always good to have other pairs of eyes. So do get in touch, do let me know. So new section of the agenda. It's, you know, I've been going on these live streams for a couple of years, and the first time I've done a new section of the agenda for a while. So new tools. Tools are really important, and I don't have enough of them, and I need to expand them. Though some of them are big, and this tool is quite big. So I bought basically the heat insert press kit from Mintion and or Minchon. Minchon, I'm going to pronounce it as. I'm not very good at reading and pronouncing. I'm better at writing code. But yeah, basically it's inserts. So inserts are basically threaded nuts that we place in 3D printed plastic in order that we can actually attach bolts to them. And it's really useful for putting things together. I mean, if we talk about Rex P1, my big R2 unit, or R2 reimagined unit, he's just full of these inserts which actually hold him together and hold the whole body together. Structurally, they are what is making him work. And I've been on a bit of a journey with these inserts, because I started very much just using my soldering iron to just push them in, and saying, well, why would I spend out money buying specialist ends for my soldering iron to be able to push these in? And then realized that, well, every time you push them in, you pull them out again, because they get stuck or they get skewed and get pulled to one side and all of that. So I ended up then spending some money and buying a proper insert end to the soldering iron so I could push them in. But then with some of them, the importance is that they really are in square and exactly the right place. And doing that by hand with a soldering iron, I was finding I was skewing things a bit. So, you know, that's what really this whole, oh, look, here it is, this whole press is, that actually I can truly push these pieces in exactly square, because I've got a perfect linear rail here going completely vertically straight in. Sorry, I'm just trying to work out whether I've got the camera in, but pushing straight in, so to actually push them down. I might do a video on it. Would you like a video on it? Please let me know if you'd like a video on them on it, and I can talk a little bit about, yeah, my journey on this. I've done one piece of 3D printing with the press so far, and I think I need to practice a bit, because it was okay, but I didn't, well, most of them were okay. They weren't all okay, because I sort of got it a little wrong. So I think, like all tools, it probably takes a little bit of practice. So we'll see. But anyway, new tool. Is new tools a good section to have in the content of my live stream? Let me know, or see if I keep it in or not. So projects, what's going on in projects? Well, I always start by talking about the projects that I've got out there and what I've been sharing. So let's have a little chat through what my projects are. So I did a nice Pepper's Ghost Halloween special build. Didn't get a great deal of views on that one. So I think I did it a bit late for Halloween and things didn't go quite so well. And also, it looks so much better in reality than it does actually on video, which is kind of a problem. But I enjoyed it. Pepper's Ghost is something I've been wanting to play with for a while, and I got to play with it. And using an AMOLED screen from Waveshare, it really worked actually quite well. So yeah, if you get a chance, go back and have a look at that one. You could probably do a remix of it for Christmas, I think. Christmas Ghost, you know, Scrooge, Christmas Carol, all good stuff. I also had a look at DVI output and driving DVI from an RP2040, and I used a Waveshare board again that already had the hardware to drive that on board. That was interesting. I'm not sure whether I really want to ever drive video directly to a screen from an RP2040 device, but it was quite interesting how capable it is and how you can do it. And there are libraries out there to do it. And yeah, I'm sorry, I shared that on that video. Am I going to go back to it? I mean, I might actually, because there's one thing I noticed when I was doing it that I really missed, and that was to take what was a very basic graphics library that could draw a few things on the screen. I think I draw a few circles and lines and text, and actually use something that was actually a much more capable video and sort of a UI generation language, something like LVGL. And I do wonder whether I could actually put LVGL on top of that. And based on some work I've done recently, I think I can and could. So that I might go back and do that. I don't know. Again, anyone else be interested in that? Anyone else want to collaborate on that as a project? Please do get in touch. Be nice. It might be a good collaborative project to do with a few other people, actually. Hosting static sites on the Pico or Pico W. So this was a return to the world of Mongoose and web service. So running an embedded web service, of which Mongoose I think is probably the best you can get out there at the moment. And I have done quite a few videos on Mongoose in the past, but there was always that sort of question that I was given of, or I have been asked is, you know, actually, how do you do the static web pages? I think I might have skipped over it a little bit. And the answer is that Mongoose give you basically a pack utility. So in that video, I really talked through how to build the pack utility, how to use it, how we can actually then put static web pages and assets in. So that's how I can get all my JavaScript images, web pages that I'm going to build from and all of that. And most of the time I do use static web pages, and then I dynamically insert data into them using JavaScript, calling from a web service. That tends to be the architecture I've used with Mongoose for anything that's anything other than just a silly demo example. Sorry, my throat's still not as capable as it could be. So thank you for the comment. LVGL and HDMI, yes, please. Okay, I think it can be done. Do you want to collaborate on that? Yeah, I'd love to. It's I think it could be a really fun project. I can do clever things, can't I? Because I think I can go look. I can share the comments that are coming in. And so yeah, that might be a fun project to do. Right, what other projects have I been working on? Well, I suppose last week's was this Pico W, thinking a bit about a Pico W as a product. And really, I was thinking about Wi-Fi scanning because, if you get any product, the first thing you do is, you're going to set it up, and you don't go and type in what your Wi-Fi access point is. You go and scan for them, select the one from the menu, and then type in the password. Could we do the same thing on a Pico W? Well, absolutely, you can. And yeah, I did it and demonstrated it on a couple of examples. Putting it onto a web page with Mongoose and showing it with Mongoose, which was kind of interesting, and actually showing it in an embedded solution where I've actually built this and got it running inside a WaveShare screen. And you'll see a bit more of that in a few weeks' time. I'll talk a bit more about that, what's coming on that one, because that's a big, exciting project coming out just before Christmas on the 18th of December. So save the date. That one's good. And there's going to be some follow-on to that because it's quite a big project. So those are the projects I've got out at the moment. I guess I really ought to, well, keep teasing you a little bit about what's coming on the 18th of December. So let me tease you a bit more. So I'm going to do a little bit of collaboration with these guys, those guys there, those guys up there. Yeah, they're up there. So this is John, who's Steamhead, Kevin, Kev Robots, and Dan, of course, a friend of the show. Dan Makes Things. Great YouTubers, all with their own style, all who build stuff with microcontrollers and embedded boards and stuff. So we're going to do a little bit of collaboration together. So we're doing basically a Secret Santa. We're all going to build a project for each other, and then we go around the loop. So you all get to see what we build for each one and what they think of it, which is kind of scary, a bit of a critique as it goes round. Yeah, so there'll be 4 brilliant videos. Hopefully they're out there on the 18th of December. So 18th of December, keep it free for the wonderful world of YouTube. There's going to be a good amount of content to watch, but if you watch all 4 of our videos and see what we get up to between us. And then, yes, mine is going to be big. It's going to be, of course, Pico based, actually Pico 2W based, plus another RP2040 board as well. So no PCBs either. Well, no PCBs that weren't already there. So I haven't actually needed to design one. So it's a good little project. Keep watching, keep that date in the diary. That'll be fun. Meanwhile, I am returning to working on RexB1, my R2 droid reimagined, and doing some work on him. Probably know that release 1 of RexB1 is out there. You can go and get the project. Sorry, it is actually behind a little paywall, asking people just to pay a little bit to get into the RexB1 project. But it's out there and it's fun and it's good stuff. And yes, so I'm doing a little bit of work on RexB1 version 2 and the enhancements. So I started with stability. RexB1 was fine, but if you really accelerated him at full speed using the motors, you would actually get him to tip over backwards, which was kind of annoying. And I set him to quarter speed for most of my demos. So I've now fixed the stability issue, which ended up being just extending the ankle joints by 2 centimeters to give him a little bit more height at the back so that weight's in a better place. So that's fixed. The next bit to fix is I want to change the battery technology from LiPo 3Ss to LiPo 4s, and that's in process at the moment. and that means a redesign to the base of the case there, so that I can get those batteries in there. And then I also want to get him to be able to rotate that body so that he can go a bit more upright or like lead back into his drive mode. And this is something I've been ongoing design, and it's been quite a lot of work, and not going entirely the direction I want. So I've just done some more design work that have failed as well, and come up with a completely different strategy now to try. So tomorrow or this week's going to be another strategy and see if I can get that working. So we'll see. It's kind of fun, but yeah, that's what. So lots of stuff going on Rexby 1 at the moment to try and pull that, and I'm sure I will share that with you guys in the new year. I'm also in the background trying 2 other projects that I'm pushing forward a little bit. So firstly, the stuff on the left here, which if anyone who's bought from Pimeroni will probably recognize as a cosmic unicorn. So it's a 32 by 32 bit a pixel display board of LEDs that is then driven by either a Pico or a Pico 2. The version I've got is driven by Pico W. The newer ones are driven by Pico 2Ws, which is an improvement. I haven't got a new one yet. So I was trying to see if I could get LVGL to drive that display. And yes, of course I can. And on LVGL version 9.4 too, which is the latest version. So that's kind of cool. I'll share that and how that's going in a future episode. But yeah, some more LVGL stuff, LVGL for new boards, all cool. And then on the right, we've got there my Mecanum drive project kit that I've only just got hold of, and I'm trying to work on, can I get a control board to drive that from a Pico? So that's kind of where I am at the moment. And you know, I managed an RP2040 Zero board where I used every single pin to drive him. So good stuff. So I'll share that again. Yeah, hopefully it all works. Haven't put the board together yet. It's only just arrived through a new supplier. It's all new, exciting. We'll see. So those are the projects. Well, they're nearly all the projects. There's also this one. Oh, can you see that? Does that show up? Yes, that does. Look, I've got a new Christmas decoration, and a couple of weeks time I'll put out a video about how I built that and what it is. It's basically WS28B LED ring or set of rings of LEDs, and how I can certainly drive it for simple patterns, but how I could actually use it as a virtual display and actually put images straight on it as well. So keep your eye out. That will be out on the 4th of December, that one. So all good stuff, I hope. And hopefully that begins to get into holiday season, because I kind of like holiday season. Don't you? So let's move into the next section then. So what's going on? Where are we? We're on travel section. So where am I going to be? I've not actually got any plans at the moment to be anywhere where you might meet me or see me. If there is stuff coming up that you think I should be at, physically or online, please do let me know. See if we can sort something out. I always love to meet people. It'll be all good and chat about, you know, all the stuff, exciting stuff we're doing. So all good. So there we go. So what's going on the channel? What's my plans? What's afoot? Well, I always start this by talking about what my broadcast schedule is. So as you know, 2 o'clock GMT or UTC is the full vlog episode where I do a deep dive into some technology and we have some fun, and I build generally a project, or I show how something works in the world of Pico or other fun technology, sometimes expanding. Might be a few stuff I want to do around 3D printing, so I might have to try and mix that in there. Then on the Tuesday, I normally do a 3-minute summary, because I know some guys are, sometimes you're really pressed for time and you can't really watch a 20 to 40-minute video. So try and give you the key points in less than 3 minutes. That's my target. In fact, because I try and get them out on social media, it tends to be less than 2 minutes 40 seconds, so that I can hit X's requirement for videos. And then Sunday, I will do a live stream once a month, and I'll do some shorts from time to time. I'm not very good at shorts, and I'm not very good at getting those extra videos out, but give me more encouragement, and I'll see what I can do. So the other big thing that happened in the world of YouTube and my stuff is our channel got 6,000 subscribers, and we're over 6,000 subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing. I can't believe we're up to that number. It seems a lot. I remember when we first got to 100, and I thought that was impressive, and we not got 6,000. So I'm really pleased that things keep growing and members keep joining and people keep watching my videos and all the stuff that I enjoy building. So all good. Thank you all very much. If you want to help me keep it going, then please do remember there is a super thanks button on all of my videos, including this. And there is also a payment link generally in the description of my deep dive videos. I appreciate any tip, and I'm trying to save them up largely to get me over to an event in the US called Open Source, source spelled S-A-U-R-C-E. Open Source is a very big community build event with lots of YouTubers and everyone else there, and I'd love to go. So if I can get the money to get over to San Francisco and get to that event next year, I will be there in 2026. And hopefully I can meet some of you guys there too. I've also got an AliExpress account and team that you can join to get cash back, so you can get some value from being my friend and being on the channel. So there is the team, which is a Jon EA 05. There is a QR code to scan there, or alternatively, there is a link in the description where you can join, and you'll get at least 5% cash back, plus some additional benefits and discounts that will come through. And I've got my Udemy courses out there. So I've got 5 Udemy courses on the world of Pico that you might be interested in. I've put links and promotion links into the description because they are all on promotion for the next 5 days. So feel free to go get them now. Certainly one of them, the IoT course, my plan is to rework that in the new year. So if you've already got a license and you get the reworked version, generally when I rework courses, I end up adjusting prices and stuff because I'm obviously putting new effort into it, and I have to get a bit of money back from my effort and my work. Certainly when I create a course from scratch, it's 3 to 6 months of work really for me. They're not things that I can churn out really quickly, nowhere near as quickly as videos that I can produce from YouTube. So courses take time, and that's why they're commercial and things and have a lot of content. So there's that, and of course I've got all my content still going out on the other worlds of social. Of course YouTube is my home and my first place, but I do use the other socials as well. I'm doing quite a bit more conversations on LinkedIn than I have in the past. Kind of giving up a bit on Instagram. It's not really getting anywhere. So yeah, but lots of other things out there and other places to find me, including the world of Discord, of course, and DevEco. So we get to the Q&A session of the proceedings, and check through to see, have we got any questions? I'm sorry, yeah, So no questions so far in the chat. If you'd like to ask a question, please, this is your opportunity. So one canned question that I already had in the pipeline was someone was asking me if I could put Wi-Fi credentials securely onto a Pico W in a C++ project. And of course, we know that that's kind of difficult. In fact, my first answer to that question was, no, you can't. But then I realized I was being not, I was being a bit sharp there, but actually that isn't entirely true. Security isn't binary. It isn't, you are either secure or you're not. I think they're building towards it. And so actually in the video coming up on Thursday, I'm going to show how I think you can use a few mechanisms to try to secure those Wi-Fi credentials so you can store them securely in the flash, but using technologies like Wolf SSL's encrypt engines to actually encrypt them, and trying to hide your keys in ways or create keys from parts of the Pico that make it hard for someone to hack it. Not impossible, I must admit. But then actually in the world of security, very little is impossible. Often you can find ways around. So there we go. It's my approach. I'll be interested to see how many flames I get on this one, because I think a few people will jump to my original reaction of, you can't. Why are you saying you might be able to? You can't. It's just not possible. And that's definitely one perspective, and definitely was my initial reaction. But I don't think that's true. I think there is things you can do. Are they enough? Well, that depends on your use case. Of course, if you're talking about an RP2040, therefore a Pico 2W, there's a lot more you could do. But this video is really going to focus on the Pico W. So any more questions? No, so no more questions. I will touch on a couple of comments. So certainly, apparently the tool section went down well. Some of you like that. That's good. I'll do tools again. And people like the idea of being able to do LVGL with DVI output of an RP2350. So perhaps I will add that to my list of projects that I really ought to try and build and work on. So we'll see how that one gets on. Again, if you want to collaborate on one of these, please do get in touch. I'd love to collaborate on one of these projects with you guys too. So that brings us towards the end of the show, and for me to basically say thank you very much for watching. I'm going to do a new an end of year live show, live stream. I've done that previously between Christmas and New Year, and I've got that in the diary at the moment for the 28th of December. So you're all, I'm sure, be really relaxed over that period, and I will look forward to having a good old chat as we do an end of the year catch up. Might put some poll questions out there on the channel to get a few interesting bits of what do you think was my best video? What do you think is the most important things to do? I'll put a few out there to give us some stuff, and we can share that and chat around that. So if you've got any projects you'd like to show me to share on the channel, please do get in touch. I'd love to share them on the live stream, or in fact, perhaps we do a chat about them on a future episode. Just drop me an email and we can sort that out. And of course, like and subscribe. So until next time, please do keep tinkering, and I will look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye for now.